strap you brought to Planet Earth.
Yeah. Definitely different looking. Very nice.
Can I just sit on it?
Yeah. Just watch the
Fix that. It flips up and it's on. It doesn't feel small to you?
No, because you put your foot going forward.
Yeah. No clutch.
Right. That's where the feet is bothering you. Yeah, but you do have the up and down shift if you want to do it manually.
Yeah, it's like a 200, right? It's bigger than my meter bike.
Right.
You do live on the west side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll follow you. I have an off-road helmet that I only use off-road, but this is lighter than that.
Yeah, that's what the goggles on, eh?
I think they do have different crash test ratings for those ones.
So this has got zero variation of the midpoint, and then it has a shell, a small shell, has a little rubber around it.
Yeah, the sword.
Yeah, so they kind of move so your head doesn't move in a crash.
Cool. All right, then.
So if I go this way, I usually wind up going up Stanton and then coming down by Hoppy Mount and getting on Mesa that way.
Wherever you want to go, that's fine. At this hour of traffic, hopefully we're avoiding some traffic anyway. Okay, I'll just follow you. What's that?
Do you scan your badge when you leave?
No.
Nah,
No, neither on the way in or out.
Huh?
Coming in, I don't scan it. Going out, I don't scan it.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, the attendants told me, I mean, they know that I have a car and that I park here all the time, so
Okay.
they don't make me do it.
So I won't do it.
So this is a coworker who bought an NM4. You know, one of the bikes that I've mentioned I'd like to own as part of my dream bike garage. It's just a very unique bike. I'm a big fan of Akira, the anime, and this bike looks a lot like the bike in that anime. And they've actually some owners of the NM4 have actually painted their bikes to look like Kaneda's bike in Akira. It's got a big fat tire in the back, even though it doesn't have that much power. But, it just kind of looks cool. Then it has a CVT transmission, super low center of gravity. So no, it's not a CVT. It's a dual clutch, I believe. So, but yeah, basically no clutch lever, no shift lever. You got a manual mode on the handlebars, sport mode, and like a more efficient standard mode. But I bet in the corners it feels super stable with the long wheelbase and the low center of gravity. It just shoots right off the line. It launches right off the line.
That's the slow mode.
Yeah.
Short now.
Be careful.
Makes quite a difference. Freaks me out when I start going up into like 50 or 35 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
Drive.
So what else is interesting about the NM4? I guess it has like integrated saddlebags. It's got some little storage cubbies in the front. But in Japan, they offer it in all kinds of colors, so you can actually buy a red one in Japan and then just put the Kira stickers on there, or Kaneda's bikes stickers. But here in the US, if you wanted to do a Kaneda bike replica, you'd have to have the plastics painted, or well, I think some people have had them brought in from Thailand.
What kind of off-road bike do you have?
Off-road? It's a Honda CRF 230. I don't know how much of that he heard with my visor closed. I think he's not wearing earplugs, so he can probably hear a lot better than I can. See, on a bike like this, on dual clutch bikes, I think it just makes more sense to just put both brakes on the top, kind of like a mountain bike. And have the rear brake be on the right, front brake be on the left, and then you don't have to do anything with your feet at all. I think you have better modulation with a hand brake than you do with a foot brake. So he mentioned that it's a great bike if you have knee problems because it's got a really low seat and kind of that feet forward stance, so you don't have to bend your knees much, and then you're not doing anything with your left leg.
Took the KLR out to the desert a few weeks ago. I got to learn how to do that.
Now, on the rear tire, it actually looks like he's getting close to the edge, and that's been my experience with bikes that have a longer wheelbase. That, well, you have to lean the bike more in general to get the same turning radius when you have a longer wheelbase, but because it does feel more stable, you're more comfortable leaning over, and this bike has a really low center of gravity, so from riding with this gentleman in the past, I don't think he was like a knee dragger or anything like that, but on this bike it looks like there's been quite a bit of lean on the rear tire at least. It's also really fat rear tire, so it doesn't have as much of a radius, I guess. So you can probably get to the corner with less lean, but I think part of it is also that this bike makes it more stable to lean that far, or feels more stable. Then on the FZ1, what I'm noticing is, I'm not sure if the gearing is taller than on my Multistrada, but I can take off in first gear and not feel like I have to switch into second so quickly. Part of that is also the softer bottom end. It's softer torque at a low. Softer torque at low RPM, so I can be less careful with the throttle when I'm taking off and leave it in first gear through the corner as opposed to upshifting, so I don't have too much torque. So on the Honda, I've only been off-road one time. I just bought it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I wanted to go out by the wall where people practice shooting, and as soon as I got on the sand, I'm like, I wasn't worried about getting hurt. I was worried about if I dropped this big bike.
It's heavy, yeah. No, mine is only like 240 pounds. But also mine is not street legal, so the area that he's talking about riding to, I would have to tow the bike to. But I'm actually thinking of just getting a kit to make the CRF 230L. Or no, mine's a CRF 230F. Making it street legal so I can ride out to where there's trails. I do eventually want to get a towing setup for the Model 3 though, so I don't know. I mean, it's cheaper obviously to get the bike street legal, but then you have ongoing insurance and registration costs, and even if I make the bike street legal, I'm still going to want to get a tow system on a towing setup on the Model 3, maybe for track days or whatever. But so yeah, I should probably just invest in the towing system for the Model 3. But I would also like to wait for Tesla to offer an official, supported, fully warranted towing package, but tow hitch from Tesla. But I mean, it's not rocket science. I don't know. Then technically, if Tesla wanted to not support a warranty claim, they would have to prove that the modification caused the damage that I'm claiming should be covered by warranty. Okay. I'm really hoping the angle I set this camera at is a good one. Since this bike has a more aggressive position than the Multistrada, I did tweak the camera upward one notch. And yeah, I just hope I'm not recording the sky and not enough of the road, but we'll see. Should be okay. Even on the Multistrada, it was questionable where I had it was right. Where I had it was okay for just upright riding, but in the twisties, as you lean forward, the orientation of the camera was kind of too low. I normally turn here as well, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I live near Coronado High School, so I'll make a left and you can keep going.
I'll look for the country club.
So I think the county sheriff is cracking down on people riding at the wall.
Yeah,
So people have moved out to like other areas, I think.
yeah. What I wanted to do was to practice shooting there myself. I'm going to take the Kawasaki, take the pistol,
Uh-huh.
go out there, but I got to get comfortable on the sand.
Yeah. Try to get some front side footage. It's kind of dangerous. A very funky looking bike. It's got I think it's got an oversized front wheel as well. Yeah, but I like it. I mean, it's very unique. So you right into the pothole. Well, that was neat. Very different, rare bike. And it looks quite practical and comfortable for commuting and city type riding too. Or even some touring duty. But with bikes with the feet forward like that, you know, I'd have to try it, I guess, but thinking you would feel more impacts through the spine without being able to support your weight a little bit on your feet, but I don't know, there's only one way to find out, is to own one and ride it for a while and try it in different situations. For some reason I'm trusting this bike more through these kind of gravelly turns that normally on the multistrada I take slower. I think it's because of the lower center of gravity.